Everywhere you look, someone's telling you to drink water first thing in the morning. And for the most part, they're not wrong. Hydration is essential. But what no one seems to mention is this simple truth. Water, as harmless as it seems, can actually make you feel worse if you drink it the wrong way, especially as you get older. Now I know what you're thinking. It's just water. How can that be a problem? But let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up, drank a glass of water like they told you, and still felt off? Maybe your stomach twisted. Maybe your chest felt tight. Or maybe you just felt more tired than before. That's not in your head. That's your body talking to you. As we age, our body becomes more sensitive. The systems that used to run on autopilot need a little more care. Your heart, your kidneys, your digestion, they've carried you through decades of life. They've done their job. And now, they need a bit of kindness in return. The early morning hours are delicate. Your hormones are adjusting. Blood pressure is shifting. Your digestive system is still waking up. And that means what you do in those first few minutes sets the tone for your entire day. If you rush into the day with habits that once worked in your 30s or 40s, you might find that they no longer give you the same energy. In fact, they might be taking energy away from you. And drinking water, something so simple, might be part of that problem. You see, water isn't just about hydration. It's also about timing, temperature, speed, and how you pair it with food or medication. Get any of those wrong, and your morning routine might silently be wearing you down instead of building you up. Now, this isn't about blaming yourself. You're not doing anything wrong on purpose. You're following advice that once worked. The only thing that's changed is your body, and it deserves a better approach. In this new version of your morning, we're going to slow things down. Pay closer attention. We're going to explore 5 specific mistakes that millions of older adults make with water in the morning. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to fix them. Because when you get your mornings right, everything else becomes a little easier. Your energy steadies, your mood lifts, your digestion feels smoother. You feel more like yourself. That's the goal here. Not perfection, not restriction, just more peace in your body, more clarity in your mind, and more strength to carry you through the day. So take a deep breath. We're going to walk through this gently, like an old friend sharing what really works. Not theories, not trends, just real insights from real experience. Let's begin. Have you ever opened the fridge, grabbed a cold bottle of water, and gulped it down the moment you woke up? It feels refreshing, right? That icy chill sliding down your throat. Maybe it clears your head for a moment. But have you ever noticed what happens next? Your stomach tightens. Your hands feel cold. Maybe your head gets a little light. And you wonder, why does something so healthy feel so uncomfortable? The truth is, drinking ice-cold water first thing in the morning can quietly send your body into a mild state of stress, especially when you're older. You see, during the night, your body goes into a healing state. Everything slows down. Your organs relax. Blood vessels tighten slightly. Digestion winds down. It's your body's way of recovering. And when you suddenly introduce a blast of cold into that calm environment, your system is forced to react fast. Imagine this. You've just woken up. Your muscles are still soft. Your circulation is just beginning to warm up. And then you send a shockwave down your throat. That's what cold water does. It causes your stomach to contract. It tightens your blood vessels even more. It disrupts the gentle rhythm your body is trying to ease into. And as we age, we don't bounce back from those little shocks like we used to. In your 30s, maybe you could slam a glass of cold water and feel fine. But now, your circulation is more sensitive. Your core temperature shifts more easily. Your digestion isn't as fast to respond. So that same glass of cold water might leave you feeling worse instead of better. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 76, sharp, independent, and always believed in staying hydrated. She used to drink cold water straight from the fridge every morning. Said it helped clear her throat and wake her up. But then, things started to shift. Her hands felt colder longer. Her stomach cramped a little. Breakfast didn't sit right. She felt a bit sluggish through the morning. Her doctor didn't find anything serious, but a simple suggestion made all the difference. Switch to room temperature water. That's it. She gave it a try. Left her water out overnight, or used lukewarm water instead. Within a few days, the tightness eased. Her digestion felt smoother. And her mornings were suddenly more comfortable. It's such a small thing, but it highlights something big. Our bodies change. What worked a decade ago doesn't always serve us now, and that's not failure. That's wisdom. It's learning to adjust with grace, instead of pushing through discomfort. So if you're someone who starts the day with a cold drink out of habit, maybe try something different tomorrow. Let your water sit out for a while. Warm it slightly. Take a few sips and see how your body responds. You might find a calm you didn't even know was missing. This isn't about giving up what you enjoy. It's about noticing, about listening, and offering your body a little more gentleness. It's carried you through so much. A warm drink is the least it deserves. You wake up feeling thirsty. Your mouth is dry. Maybe you reach for that glass on the nightstand or head straight to the kitchen, and then, without thinking, you chug it down. One long drink. Done. It feels efficient. Like you're doing something good for your body. But what if I told you that speed is part of the problem? Drinking water too fast, especially in those first few minutes after waking up, can do more harm than you might expect. Your body, after a full night of rest, is in a state of transition. Your blood pressure is still stabilizing. Your heart rate is slowly rising. Your digestive system hasn't fully turned back on. When you dump a full glass of water into that still waking system, the effects can be jarring. Think about it like this. You wouldn't slam on the gas the moment you start your car on a cold morning. You let the engine warm up first. Your body is no different. It needs time, patience, a little care to get going smoothly. When you drink too fast, the water hits your stomach all at once. That sudden expansion can trigger bloating, nausea, a strange fluttering in your chest. Some people even feel lightheaded or dizzy, and they don't know why. They might think it's low blood sugar or dehydration. But often, it's just the body struggling to adjust to the flood of fluid. Your kidneys jump into high gear. Electrolytes shift quickly. And for someone in their 60s or 70s, those quick shifts are harder to regulate. You end up feeling off balance. Not because something is seriously wrong, but because you move too fast. Let me tell you about Walter. He's 72, a former high school coach, still disciplined in his routine. He used to drink a full bottle of water the moment he woke up. Thought it was the healthiest thing he could do. But more often than not, he felt a wave of dizziness. Not every day, but enough to worry him. After a few checkups that showed nothing unusual, his doctor asked about his hydration habits. When Walter explained, the light bulb went off. It wasn't the water. It was how fast he was drinking it. So he made a small change. He started sipping his water slowly, over 15 or 20 minutes. No more chugging, no more rushing. Within days, the dizziness disappeared. His mornings felt easier. His energy more stable. No new medications. No major lifestyle overhaul. Just a shift in how he treated his body during those first precious minutes of the day. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Your body doesn't need a flood in the morning. It needs a gentle stream. Small sips. Steady intake. Give your stomach a chance to process. Let your heart adjust. Let your digestion wake up at its own pace. If you've been chugging your water out of habit or convenience, consider trying something different tomorrow. Pour yourself a glass, sit down, breathe, and take a slow sip. Then another, and another. It might feel strange at first, but your body will thank you for it. Morning hydration isn't a race. It's an act of care, a quiet conversation with your body. And if you learn to listen, you'll be surprised by how much more balanced and energized you can feel, all from changing the speed of a single glass of water. ChatGPT said, dưới đây là phần 4, tập trung vào vấn đề nước để trong chai nhựa qua đêm, một thói quen tưởng vô hại nhưng lại ảnh hưởng đến sức khỏe khi có tuổi. Part 4. The silent risks of drinking from plastic bottles left overnight. It's a habit that seems harmless. You fill a plastic bottle with water, leave it on your nightstand, and drink from it when you wake up. It feels convenient, maybe even responsible. But there's something most people don't realize. That same bottle, sitting out all night, might be delivering more than just water. It could also be leaching unwanted chemicals into your body. You can't see it, you can't taste it. But the plastic used in many bottles, especially older or reused ones, breaks down over time. And when exposed to heat or light, even the mild warmth of a bedside lamp, it can release tiny particles into the water. Some of these chemicals mimic hormones in your body. They interfere with your natural balance. And that's something older adults simply cannot afford to ignore. One of the most well-known of these is BPA. It's been talked about for years. Many bottles now say BPA-free. But here's the truth. Even BPA-free plastics can contain similar compounds, ones that haven't been studied as deeply, but may act the same way once they're in your system. As we age, our hormonal systems become more sensitive. Maybe you're taking medication for your thyroid, or managing blood pressure, or keeping your blood sugar in check. When you introduce even small amounts of these plastic-derived chemicals into your body every single day, they can build up. They can confuse your system. They can make it harder for your body to regulate what it used to manage with ease. You might not feel it right away, but over time, people report feeling more tired, moody, foggy in the head, bloated for no clear reason, and they don't connect it to the water bottle by the bed. Let me share Stanley's story. He's 78. Always been good about staying hydrated. He kept a plastic water bottle near his bed and drank from it every morning. Same bottle, refilled daily. Nothing seemed wrong, until he started noticing more headaches, poor sleep, strange digestion, and a fatigue he couldn't shake. His doctor found nothing alarming, but a conversation with a nutritionist revealed the potential issue. That bottle. It had been reused for months. It sat next to a lamp all night, and slowly, it had become a source of unwanted chemical exposure. Stanley switched to a glass bottle, poured fresh water each morning, stopped reusing old plastic, and within weeks, things began to shift. Fewer headaches, better energy, more clarity during the day. A simple change, but it gave his body the break it needed. Here's the takeaway. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being aware. Your body has enough to process already. It's managing age, medication, stress, digestion. The last thing it needs is a daily dose of chemical confusion, especially from something as basic as a drink of water. So look at your nightstand. Is there a plastic bottle there? If so, think about replacing it. Try glass or stainless steel. Make it a habit to refill fresh every day. It may seem small, but your health is built on small choices, repeated over time. And for those of us in our later years, it's the gentle upgrades, the subtle shifts that often bring the most peace. Your body is worth protecting, even from a bottle of water. It seems like the most logical thing to do. You wake up, you take your morning pills, and then, like your doctor told you, you drink a glass of water. Sounds right. Feels healthy. But there's a detail that often gets overlooked. When exactly you drink that water, how much, and whether your stomach is empty or full. These small things can quietly disrupt your day. Let's say you take your medications first thing in the morning. Your stomach hasn't had food for 8 or 10 hours. You wash them down with a full glass of cold water. Then you wait for breakfast. What could go wrong? Plenty, actually. An empty stomach is sensitive. Its lining hasn't been cushioned by food. It's acidic from the night before. And when you flood it with water especially quickly, you can trigger nausea, bloating, even mild heartburn. Worse, the absorption of your medication may not be as effective, and the discomfort can linger for hours. Now imagine the opposite. You've just finished a big breakfast. Your stomach is full. You take your pills and wash them down with another large glass of water. That water, combined with food and medicine, can overload your system, especially medications meant to be taken on an empty stomach. The result: poor absorption or digestive upset. You might feel foggy, heavy, or just not quite right. As we age, our digestive systems slow down. Stomach acid levels change. Hormonal rhythms shift. What used to be a smooth process becomes more delicate, and that means timing matters more than ever. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 80. She'd been taking her thyroid medication the same way for years. Wake up, pill, big glass of water, wait an hour, eat breakfast. But then, suddenly, something changed. Nausea, a tight stomach, a sense of unease she couldn't explain. Her doctor ran tests. Everything looked normal, but the symptoms didn't go away. Until one day, during a casual conversation, her pharmacist asked a simple question. "How much water do you take with your pill?" Margaret paused. "A full glass," she said. "Always have." That's when the advice changed. Sip just enough to swallow the pill. Then wait. Give your stomach time. Let the medicine absorb. Let your body adjust. Don't flood it before it's ready. She made the change. A few small sips in the morning, a quiet moment. No rush to eat, no large volume of water. And within days the nausea was gone. Her body felt more at ease. Her mornings became gentler again. Here's the lesson. Water is helpful, but like anything else, it needs to be used with care, especially when it comes to medication. Pay attention to how your body reacts. If you're feeling strange after your pills, don't just assume it's the medicine. Look at how you're taking it. Try using less water, or spacing out your breakfast. Maybe warm your water slightly. Make the moment calmer. Your body will tell you if it feels better. In this stage of life, every small adjustment counts. And when it comes to medicine, precision matters. You don't need more pills. You don't need more worry. You just need a little more awareness of how your body responds. And that, more than anything, can give you your strength back. You've probably heard the advice. Just drink water in the morning, skip breakfast, let your body fast. It sounds simple, clean, maybe even modern. And for younger people chasing weight loss or trying to reset their metabolism, it might work. But if you're over 50, this strategy could be slowly working against you. Think about what your body has gone through by the time the sun rises. 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours without food, no fuel, no calories, just sleep and quiet repair. Your blood sugar is low. Your brain is running on reserves. Your muscles are waiting for energy. And then what do you give your body? A glass of water, and maybe a cup of coffee. That's not nourishment. That's delay. It's asking your body to keep pushing without anything to push with. Water rehydrates, yes, but it doesn't feed. It doesn't carry the protein, fiber, or nutrients your body needs to think clearly, move steadily, or regulate your mood. Have you ever noticed how some mornings you feel shaky by mid-morning? Or unusually tired, even though you slept well? Maybe you feel irritable for no reason, or forgetful, like your thoughts are wrapped in fog. These aren't random signs. They're your body asking for help, asking for fuel. Let me tell you about Alice. She's 69, independent, thoughtful, always trying to stay on top of her health. She read about intermittent fasting and thought it might help simplify her mornings. So she stopped eating breakfast, just drank water and waited until noon to eat. For a while, it seemed to work. A little weight came off. Her routine felt lighter. But then, subtle changes crept in. She felt down. Her memory slipped. She repeated herself without noticing. Her energy dipped. Her daughter grew concerned. They visited the doctor. No major diagnosis. But a nutritionist asked a key question. "What do you eat in the morning?" When Alice said nothing, just water, the nutritionist nodded. "That might be the whole story," she said. Alice added a light breakfast. Just one boiled egg, a slice of toast, a few berries, nothing heavy. But the change was profound. Within a week, her mood lifted. Her thoughts felt clearer. She laughed more. Felt steady again. Because here's the truth. Your brain runs on glucose. Your muscles rely on nutrients. Your mood is shaped by chemistry, and that chemistry needs ingredients. Water supports your body, but it can't replace what food provides. And as we grow older, our reserves aren't what they used to be. We need to be more intentional. A little bit of food in the morning isn't a burden. It's a foundation. It steadies your blood sugar. It activates your metabolism. It gives your medication something to work with. And it tells your body, you're safe, you're nourished, you're ready. This doesn't mean a big breakfast. It doesn't mean pancakes and sausage and coffee and cream. It can be small. A handful of almonds, a spoonful of yogurt, half a banana, just enough to shift your body from fasting to functioning. Skipping breakfast might feel like discipline, but for many older adults, it's just quiet depletion. Over time, that takes a toll. And it's so easy to fix. Start tomorrow. Prepare a little something the night before. Make it part of your care routine, not just to eat, but to honor your body's need to be fueled, to be supported. You've given it water. Now give it strength.